probably one of the greatest mistakes made by everyone in systematic phonics. 4 kids who are in the 20th percentile and have difficulty with a form of dyslexia. The severest is 1.5% of the population, which these kids have. George's the kid he's dealing with right now in 8th grade, who's reading at start 1. That's a 1.5% of our population. But that group, if you give letter names, it's a neurological interference with the sounds. And if they have it ingrained early in life that that's a B, a C, a D, the thinking of the readers, well, if you sound out like B-E-D, it's close to the word. That's BS. It's not close at all. Or if you go to spell bed, B sounds a lot like a B. And E, well, maybe an E. In other words, it's called invented spellings. So what happened is when you learn letter names, you invented a spell where initially it doesn't look anything like the word. Then you're able to pick up some consonants and vowels because of similarity, or consonants at front and end. Then you're able to add a vowel in the middle. It's called invented spelling. Now, if you have a kid whose word form area is firing or has, look, as they're doing this, they're going to start making connections and seeing words. Our kids, nothing's going on. Now, if from day one they learn that a B is a B, a C is a K, a D is a D, day one, F is a F. There's no such thing as an invented spelling. Hot, hot. There's no such sense as invented reading. And there's no neurological dissonance because you're not seeing the B as a B, you're seeing it as a B. And where I found the biggest problem is when I have a start 1 kid who knows the letter names and I'm trying to teach the sounds, he does the letter names. So in my program, 4 kids with dyslexia or any kid that's pretty severe, I worry about the letter names. Now, interesting enough, in almost every case, I don't have to teach them because they already know them. Because that's one of the few things parents do with kids is letter names. And that's one of the things that most kindergartens do is letter names, and preschool is letter names. So I simply don't even deal with letter names. I deal with the sounds. Now, when would I come to letter names? Well, letter names become important once we're through the vowels and consonants because we're going to come up to silent E, which makes the vowel say its name. So that would be once I've gotten the consonants and short vowels, and all the consonants, and I got a kid who can read those, then we can go back. Now, I do believe in teaching the letter name song day one. A, B, C, D, E, F, J, but not pointing the letters. Just say this is the sequence of letter names. So they have that in their head. And then once we're ready to go to letter names, after teaching the consonant vowels, we sing the song and point, and we start teaching the letter names. And it's just simply the letters, we've taught what these things say. They also have a name. So we know this says, and what they say is what's important for reading and spelling. Their name is really what the name is important for is sight words later on. That's what the letter name is more important for. So now, if you have a kid who doesn't have issues, it's not a problem. It's just not. That just pick it up. So that's why a lot of teachers and that don't find it a big deal because they'll have kids that just naturally pick it up. It's not a big deal. But when you have a kid in the 20th percentile, it can be a huge problem. So I don't even deal with that till I've gotten the short vowels and consonants in, though we'll do the song and then we'll make the attachment. Neurologists agree with me on this point, by the way, some of the premier neurologists, because they feel it causes proactive interference. Previous information is interfering with your present sound, which it does. And so their view is teach the sounds. The reading specialists, the reading league, they have a mixed feel on it because they don't have a real opinion. They said it could be either way. Now, Dr. Shaywitz's incredible book, Overcoming Dyslexia, the best book on dyslexia, she talks about the importance of letter names. I could not disagree with her more. Now, one of the reasons that people cite why letter names are important is one of the very best tests to pick out dyslexia is the rapid naming test, where you time a child and he names letters quickly and then he names objects. The objects is really more of a test on fluency. The letter names is more of a test on decoding. Well, yeah, that will predict dyslexia, but if they knew sounds rather than names, it would be the rapid sound test and it would produce the same results. So rather than going B, A, D, K, they'd be going rapid sound, and you produce similar results because a sound has a similar explosive ability as a name. See what I mean? So yeah, the name is predictive of dyslexia because that's what they're taught and that's what we're measuring. But if we got rid of names and taught sounds, we could have a rapid sound test. Okay, so Orton Gillingham totally disagrees with me on that. Lindemood, well, Lindemood teaches both hand in hand. The old Lindemood, the Lips, which was a great program, not the present thing, Seeing Stars, but I made the break very much due to the work of Diane McGinnis, who is an expert in systematic phonics. And she's the one back in 87 or 97, her book, Why Our Children Can't Read. Basically, her opinion shaped my movement to just the sounds. And since then, I've found more and more support for that. So that's where I'm coming from. So one, if one wanted to look into that opinion, you could look at Why Our Children Can't Read by Diane McGinnis and her other research work.